Isaiah 14. The Lord will certainly have compassion on Jacob. He will again choose Israel as his special people and restore them to their land. Resident foreigners will join them and unite with the family of Jacob. Nations will take them and bring them back to their own place. Then the family of Israel will make foreigners their servants as they settle in the Lord's land. They will make their captors captives and rule over the ones who oppress them. When the Lord gives you relief from your suffering and anxiety and from the hard labor that you were made to perform, you will taunt the king of Babylon with these words. Look how the oppressor has met his end. Hostility has ceased. The Lord has broken the club of the wicked, the scepter of rulers. It furiously struck down nations with unceasing blows. It angrily ruled over nations, oppressing them without restraint. The whole earth resists and is quiet. They break into song. The evergreens also rejoice over your demise, as do the cedars of Lebanon, singing, Since you fell asleep, no woodsman comes up to chop us down. Sheol below is stirred up about you, ready to meet you when you arrive. It rouses the spirits of the dead for you, all the former leaders of the earth. It makes all the former kings of the nations rise from their thrones. All of them respond to you, saying, You too have become weak like us. You have become just like us. Your splendor has been brought down to Sheol, as well as the sound of your stringed instruments. You lie on a bed of maggots, with a blanket of worms over you. Look how you have fallen from the sky, O shining one, son of the dawn. You have been cut down to the ground, O conqueror of nations. You said to yourself, I will climb up to the sky above the stars of hell. I will set up my throne. I will rule on the mountain of assembly on remote slopes of Zaphon. I will climb up to the tops of the clouds. I will make myself like the Most High. But you were brought down to Sheol, to the remote slopes of the pit. Those who see you stare at you. They look at you carefully, thinking, Is this the man who shook the earth, the one who made kingdoms tremble? Is this the one who made the world like a wilderness, who ruined its cities and refused to free its prisoners so they could not return home? As for all the kings of the nations, all of them lie down in splendor, each in his own tomb, but you have been thrown out of your grave like a shoot that is thrown away. You lie among the slain, among those who have been slashed by the sword, among those headed for the stones of a pit, as if you were a mangled corpse. You will not be buried with them because you destroyed your land and killed your people. The offspring of the wicked will never be mentioned again. Prepare to execute his sons for the sins their ancestors have committed. They must not rise up and take possession of the earth or fill the surface of the world with cities. I will rise up against them, says the Lord of heaven's armies. I will blot out all remembrance of Babylon and destroy all her people, including the offspring she produces, says the Lord. I will turn her into a place that is overrun with wild animals and covered with pools of stagnant water. I will get rid of her just as one sweeps away dirt with a broom, says the Lord of heaven's armies. The Lord of heaven's armies makes this solemn vow. Be sure of this. Just as I have intended, so it will be. Just as I have planned, it will happen. I will break Assyria in my land. I will trample them underfoot on my hills. Their yoke will be removed from my people. The burden will be lifted from their shoulders. This is the plan I have devised for the whole earth. My hand is ready to strike all the nations. Indeed, the Lord of heaven's armies has a plan, and who can possibly frustrate it? His hand is ready to strike, and who can possibly stop it? This oracle came in the year that King Ahaz died. Don't be so happy, all you Philistines. Just because the club that beat you is broken, for a viper will grow out of a serpent's root, and its fruit will be the darting adder. The poor will graze in my pasture. The needy will rest securely, and I will kill your root by famine. I will put to death all your survivors. Wail, O city gates. Cry out, O city. Melt with fear, all you Philistines. For out of the north comes a cloud of smoke, and there are no stragglers in its ranks. How will they respond to the messengers of this nation? Indeed, the Lord has made Zion secure. The oppressed among his people will find safety in her. All right, there we go. Now we reach the end. Scroll around. Thank you, Papstio, for the lurk. So we got a couple of things here. We start with Babylon, and then we shift to Assyria or Syria, and then we shift to the Philistines. That they all are going to be laid low. They're all going to have justice. The Lord will certainly have compassion on Jacob. So, in the destruction of Babylon, there was going to be compassion upon Jacob, upon Israel, and they are going to return to the land, which is so fascinating because this is exactly what the Medes and the Persians do. They send them and return them to the land. And it says that they are going to have foreigners that are going to join them. There are foreigners who are going to join them. So some may come from the land, some may come from those residing in the land. They are going to be intermingled in some way. And when we get to the book of Ezra, there indeed is a whole thing talking about how they had taken wives from the other nations. And they're to put them aside in some way. But here, God is not condemning them for this. He is saying that there are going to be those who are grafted in. So they're not worshiping other gods. They're going to come and worship the true God. And Zach of the Tack, tip of the cap, Zach. Tip of the cap. Morning, friend. Okay, of the nations will take them and bring them back to their own place. Then the family of Israel will make foreigners their servants as they settle in the Lord's land. They will make their captors captives and rule over the ones who oppress them. So they're going back to the land. That's what we have here. We have a declaration of restoration and return. And we have Babylon is going to be squashed underfoot. So they're going to have relief from their suffering and anxiety, the hard oppressiveness that was Babylon. And they're going to taunt Babylon with this song. Like, I love when we have these songs of taunting. Look how the oppressor has met his end. Hostility has ceased. The Lord has broken the club of the wicked. The scepter of rulers. It furiously struck down nations with unceasing blows. It angrily ruled over nations, oppressing them without restraint. The whole earth rests and is quiet. They break into song because you're gone. The evergreens also rejoice over your demise, as did the cedars of Lebanon singing. Since you fell asleep, ha la 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 la, no woodsman comes to chop, la 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 la. So I mean, it's just like a taunt here. Might be good as a sea shanty. I don't know. Sheol below is stirred up about you. So Sheol is the place of the dead. It is excited. You're getting to come down here. It's stirred up, ready to meet for your arrival. Ooh, we're so excited. You're gonna die. You're coming down here. It rouses the spirits of the dead for you. The former leaders, they're all coming out to get you. Why? Because they were toppled by you, and they get to see you brought low, brought right down to where they are. Oh, what fun that is. You too have become weak like us. You have become just like us. Your splendor has been brought down to the grave. You lie in a bed of maggots. Your blanket is worms over you. Like, I mean, just like, you know, somebody could turn that into a nice song. You know, go put that into AI. Just put these verses in there. Get a nice dirge sung over them. Look how you have fallen from the sky, O shiny one, son of the dawn. Okay. Now, some might just want to go, oh, shiny one of the dawn. We must be talking about Satan. We must be jumping into here. No, we're talking about Babylon. We're talking about Babylon. Hello, son of Shakar, which is probably a name for the morning star Venus or the crescent moon. What is the background for this imagery? This whole section is dictated to the king of Babylon, who is clearly depicted as a human ruler. Other kings of the earth address him. He is called the man, and according to verse 19 and 20, he possesses a physical body. Nevertheless, the languages of verses 12 to 15 has led some to see a dual reference in the taunt song. These verses, which appear to be spoken by other pagan kings to the pagan king, contain several titles and motifs that resemble those of Canaanite mythology, including references to Helel, son of Shakar, the stars of El, the mountains of the assembly, the recesses of Zaphon, and the divine title Most High. Apparently, these verses allude to the mythological story about a minor god, Helel, son of Shakar, who tried to take over Zaphon, the mountain of the gods. His attempt coup failed, and he was hurled down into the underworld. The king of Babylon is taunted for having similar unrealized delusions of grandeurs. Some Christians have seen an allusion to the fall of Satan here, but this seems contextually unwarranted. That's what I wanted to point out. So, yes, the one of the things that is connection is that when we look to the heavens, the ancient people saw that the bodies, the heavenly stars, moon, sun, represented the bodies of spiritual beings. Not their only body, but a body where they would reside and in their glory, their honor with that. So this is why they would refer to Venus as a god, or the sun as a god, or Mercury. They would refer to them in that way because they were connected. So if the stars are there and they're fallen, yeah, this is a great, and I wouldn't know the parallel story there, but yeah, they are definitely taunting and mocking him all the way to the grave. Altus, welcome in, friend. Welcome in. So we have the story there. You're coming from the slopes of, you're going down to the pit. So those who came before you that were destroyed by you now get to see your comeuppance, and they're right there ready to taunt you. See, it happened to you too. It happened to you too. Ha ha. Those who see you stare at you. They look at you carefully, thinking, is this the man who shook the earth? The one who made kingdoms tremble? It can't be. You're certainly less than him. You're certainly a glimmer of, like, you're pale in comparison to the stories we've heard of who your might was. Like, you're not anything anymore. As for the kings of the nations, all of them lie down in splendor, each in his own tomb. So we're going to have all the kings of the ancient ones that came before you. They got graves. They got graves. They got to lay down in graves. You're not. You're going to lie among the slain. You're going to be in a heap of bodies that are being ruined. You do not get to go and have a funeral and have glorious splendor and honor in your death. You just get to bleed out on a pile of the dead, and it's going to be like it's a bunch of mangled corpses. Yeah, and they won't even bury you. Yeah, so you'll just be there. Yeah, for all the birds and the animals to do, because you destroyed your land and killed your people. Boom! What you did to others is going to happen to you. The offspring of the wicked will never be mentioned again. So your descendants, and those who were not just biological, but those who pursued the things that you did also, yeah, you're gonna be forgotten, and they are too. Prepare to execute his sons. The sins of the ancestors have committed, their ancestors have committed, and so we're going to destroy all of you so that you cannot rise again. You will rise up against them, says the Lord of Armies. You will blot out all their remembrance. It's funny, blot out all their remembrance of the actual people for the most part, but not of the metaphor, not of the language of using Babylon to represent evil. No, that language of representing evil is going to be used again. Notice it's not the Medes and the Persians. It's the Babylonians who are referred to as that evil that is there. I will turn her into a place that is overrun by wild animals. So the same way that we had earlier, we have overrun by wild animals again. I will get rid of her just as one sweeps away the dirt with a broom. So sweep it away. You're done. You're done. Be sure of this. Just as I have intended, so it will be. Just as I planned, so it will happen. I will break Assyria in my land, and I will trample. So while we're cleaning house and we got the broom out, we're going to go sweep Assyria out. We're going to sweep it underfoot. They have trampled my hills. They have yoked my people. They have put a burden on their shoulder. Yeah, we're taking care of them too. Those that are left there. Indeed, the Lord of Heaven's armies has the plans. And who could possibly frustrate the plans of it? Who could possibly stop it? So God has a plan. You can't stop it. The trash talk is next level. Isn't it nice, Shiny Penny? I mean, this is like, you come against God. This is like, yeah. Isaiah, through God, doing some wonderful trash talking here. I like that image there. This oracle came the year that King Ahaz died. Let me see, as a footnote, tell us when that is. 715 BC, but the precise date is uncertain. So somewhere around there. Don't be so happy, all you Philistines. So the Philistines are over here. They're listening in on this convo. They're like, yeah, we're kind of good with Babylon getting it. Oh, you're going after Assyria? Yay! That leaves us. No, don't be so happy. Just because the club that beat you is broken, for a viper will grow out of the serpent's root. That is a fascinating thing. We always talk about the root that will spring from Jesse. Here we have a viper that will grow from the serpent's root. Like, there's still a nest. There's still a viper's nest. The viper's nest has been kicked over. There's going to be a little baby that's going to escape there out of Assyria. And they're going to come. And their fruit is going to be a darting adder. Like, what comes from them? The poor will graze in my pastures. Okay, but what God is establishing here, as he kicks over all of these nations, the poor are now going to have room. They're going to have access. They're going to have pastures. The needy are going to rest secure. And you know what's going to happen? The Philistines, you're getting a famine. So the poor are going to graze over here. And they're going to be secure over here. And you're going to have the root of famine because, well, famine is the symbol of you have a spiritual problem. And you do. And I will put to death all your survivors. I'm going to put to death. So, you know, Philistines over there, don't get so high and mighty. You're getting swept out too. And now who is going to declare all this? Wail, O city gates. Cry out, O city. Melt with fear, all you Philistines. So your gates are going to cry out against you. For out of the north comes a cloud of smoke, and there will be no stragglers in its ranks. They're all going to march, and they're not, delayed, and nobody is left behind, and they don't get there in time. No, they're all marching together. Nobody weak in this army. How will they respond to the messengers of the nation? Indeed, the Lord has made Zion secure. The oppressed among his people will find safety in her. This is the oracle. Oh, sorry. And then we go to the next one. That's where we pick up. So we're going to go to another nation afterwards. One more nation is going to get included in this. We're getting oracle upon oracle. The people are going off to Babylon. After we're in Babylon, everybody else taking their piece of the pie, what they can get. And, well, it ain't going to go good for you because you were taking a piece of the pie, or you were taunting and enjoying the demise of Israel, of Jacob, of Judah. And God's cleaning house now. He's cleaning house. He's going to bring them back.